till we get it right.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Michelle Renee from IamMichelleRenee.com. And today I'm back with yet another interview with a dope Black woman. Tell everybody who you are and where you're from.
I am Kathy Perkins, and I am originally from Chicago, Illinois, but I'm currently living in Jackson, Mississippi. I've been here for 27 years, and I absolutely love Mississippi.
Oh my gosh, from Chi-Town to Jacktown.
Yes.
That's amazing. You know what I call Chi-Town, what I call Chicago?
What's that?
North Mississippi, because everybody in Chicago is from Mississippi.
Yes, absolutely. And I'll tell you what brought me here. So I'm in high school. I'm thinking about where I'm going to go to college, and I had a few schools in mind. I went to a football game, and the Sonic Boom was the guest band. And I saw that band. I was like, I don't know what school that is, but whatever school that is, I'm going to that school. That's how I got here in Jackson.
Oh my gosh.
Sonic Boom.
The Sonic Boom of the South. Shout out to JSU,
yes.
HBCU representing for Jackson, Mississippi.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes.
That's amazing. So 27 years in Mississippi, in Jackson, Mississippi. That's a term. Okay.
Yes.
That's a real term. We know that Jackson State brought you there, but what is keeping you there?
You know what? The Southern hospitality, the people here are just amazing. I mean, great people like you. I mean, so I was like a perfect fit for Mississippi, right? So the weather was absolutely gorgeous. You know, Chicago, we have, that cold weather in the winter. In Mississippi, you have winter, but it's nothing like Chicago. So the people and the weather, I'm like, okay, I'm never leaving this place.
I tell people all the time, they're like, you're from Mississippi. You have all these misconceptions about Mississippi, and people have all of this 1960s views about Mississippi. And I'm like, what the last probably 5 or 6 years has taught us is that racism is everywhere.
Exactly.
It's not limited to the South. And believe it or not, our people and the way they handle things, they're a lot more friendly and a lot more accepting of Black people than people would believe. So it's not the South that people want to make it into. So I love Mississippi too in that way. Absolutely. It's not what they remember. So I'm so glad that you said that. What school did you go to in Chicago?
I went to Simeon Vocational High School.
Wow. And just to know that you were able to say, you know what? I have this journey I'm going to go on, and whatever that school is, that's going to be a part of my journey.
Yes.
That's powerful. Like for a place or a school to have that kind of impact, just off an impression and say, I want to be there. And it seems like that was a choice that you don't regret at all.
Not at all. I would do it again in a heartbeat. And I got to tell you, I was only 17 years old. I was leaving my family, my parents, my siblings, and I was just like, I'm just going to do it. The good thing about it, I did have some family here, so it wasn't like I was completely on my own. So the Lord just worked it out that I still had, I had family here that was, able to look after me and all of that, just being so young. So the Lord just worked it all out. So it's great.
Like he always does. He always does. So I think that's amazing. So Kathy, we met this summer at a wedding, the wedding of my cousin-in-law to one of your co-workers' sisters, right?
Yes.
And I looked at your work, and I was going through people who've read the blog know that I went through a crazy health spell where I lost mobility, couldn't really walk, couldn't really do anything. So when you met me in a wheelchair. You didn't know I could walk.
I did meet you in the wheelchair.
Yeah. But I watched you transform this space, and I watched you literally make this bride's dream come true. And it was indeed that. It was a dream. It was so beautiful. Everything about it was breathtaking. Everything about it was so momentous. Like, if I hold memories of that day being that special, I know that the bride, the groom, and their families are going to hold memories of that day being so special, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
You captured those moments. And then on top of that, the wedding itself went viral because Calvin Richardson shows up and serenades the bride.
I know, right?
Tell us, tell us what your brand is, what your business is, and then how do you pull these types of things off? Tell us about that and your journey
Okay,
together.
so yeah, so my business is Elegant Events, and it's a long story how that came about, and I'll tell you guys all about it. But I am an event planning company. I do weddings, parties, showers, you name it. So let me tell you a little story about how I even started this business, because I never even intended to start this business, right? It was just a passion of mine, something, it was just a hobby, a fun hobby, something I've been doing for years. I absolutely love decorating. So I would decorate parties for my children, for my family, you know, for my church. Um, and Brandy, who's Cicely's sister, Brandy is my very good friend. That's my coworker, but she's a great friend. She's been watching me over the years, and you have to be careful because you never know who's watching you, right? And so
Yep,
she's just
yep.
been watching me over the years. So she's been watching my work, and she came to me and she says, Kathy, I got to ask you something. I'm like, okay, what does she need? And she says, well, I want you to do Cicely's wedding. I said, oh no, I'm not an event planner. I don't do weddings. She said, yes, you do. She said, Kathy, you're very good at what you do, and I want you to do Cicely's wedding. She said, you think about it, you pray about it. And I prayed about it, and the Lord's like, this is your calling. This is you. Step out on faith and just do it. And so I agreed. I was like, okay, we'll do it. Well, before her wedding, I had two other weddings. People were asking me to do weddings. I'm like, Lord, I never even knew that I was an event planner. It was just something that, I was doing for fun, but I was so passionate about it. And so we had those two amazing weddings before her wedding. And I was like, I absolutely love this. And Cicely was just so sweet to work with. So, oh, that whole family, they're just amazing people. And they made my job so easy. I mean, she would tell me what she wanted. She trusted me. And that was one of the things that really, like, she doesn't even know me. And she trusted me to pull this wedding together. And it came together really nicely. And I was so pleased and so appreciative of them even trusting me in doing it because, prior to them asking me, I hadn't done any weddings, you know so it was a great experience. It
And
was.
it was breathtaking, like
Oh, thank
absolutely
you.
breathtaking from the time you set foot in the venue to everything. Everything was so intentional and so purposed.
Yeah.
And I'm looking and I'm just like, this is amazing. This is gorgeous. And I'm a wedding singer and wedding hostess. So I have been in a lot of weddings. And I'm just like, so when you told me, we're like, this is my third wedding, I was like, what?
Yeah.
No way. Absolutely no way. That can't be. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way. It was
Yeah.
gorgeous. And to just
Thank
see that this
you.
thing came together the way it did. But you talked about the bride trusting you and really putting, having faith that you were going to be able to pull this piece off, right?
Yeah.
How important is that in choosing a wedding planner or even in you choosing who you would work with when it comes time? Because what I have learned from other event planners is that every person is not your person to work with, right?
That's right. That's right.
And
Well,
how do you
with
decide?
well, with me, because I'm very intentional, I'm very detailed oriented. So if I get the feel that when I'm interviewing you, because I do a consultation first, and if I get the feeling that you're not gonna and I'm not, I shouldn't say allow me or let me, but I'm very passionate about what I do. And so if I can't be creative, if I can't make your day, um, how do you say it, a magical day, then yeah, no, I don't think that's going to be the person for me. I work better alone, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Again, because of my passion. So when Cicely turned her wedding over to me and she was like, I trust you, that was big for me. That was because as a bride, you want what you want. And my husband and I always say, give the people what they want. And then I say,
Yeah.
with a little extra,
Yeah.
so I'm always going to give you what you
Yeah.
want, but I'm always going to do a little bit extra because I'm just an extra person, right?
Yes. Yes. It was a lot of extra going on that day, like from
Yeah.
the snow cone stand to the, you know, everything was just, it was beautifully over the top, right? And I think
Yes.
that's amazing to have
Yes.
such a space where it's beautifully over the top is something
Mhm.
that I think every bride kind of dreams of when they think of their
Right.
special day, right? And to
Right.
then cap it off with having for her favorite person her favorite
Yes.
singer in the entire world, to come and serenade her. How did y'all manage to pull that off? Like,
That reaction was just priceless though. Oh my
wasn't it?
gosh. And so her sister actually, Ryan and Brandy, they contacted Calvin because she was going to sing to the song. I mean, they were going to dance to the song. And she says, it would be nice if I could get him to come and sing. And she said it as a joke. And Brandy, she's super sweet. She was like, well, you know what? Let's just reach out to him. And they went through Instagram and they messaged him. And she called me and she was in tears. She was like, Kathy, you're not going to believe this, because we all absolutely love Calvin, right? And she said, you are not going to believe this. She said, I reached out to Calvin and they responded. I'm like, no, you got to be kidding me. I was like, Brandy, this is huge.
Yeah.
And so we got the contract. They got the contract and everything. And I was just bawling like a baby, because I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I was like, this is my third wedding. This is going to be huge, you know. And I know Cicely was so deserving of it. You know, Cicely had been through so much. And I'm such a compassionate person. I'm just like, we have to give her the world, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And when that came through, I mean, we were just all so emotional. And that's that passion of mine, you know, just making people happy and giving people what they want, put a little extra. So yeah, that was huge. That was definitely
it was definitely that. And besides it being this thing that was so beautiful, that was the one thing that I really love, is how intentional, you know, from having memories of their lost loved ones and things of that nature. Like, there was so much about the event that made it so special. How do you tap into those parts to ensure, without completely giving it away, that these kinds of things will happen?
Well, I asked a lot of questions, right? Like her colors, she had already picked her colors, and her colors were like some of her family members' favorite colors. And she was like, well, how do you think? And I'm like, that is absolutely perfect. That's a good way to remember them, to have the colors of the wedding. And then, of course, we had to do a memorial table. And so I knew that, you know, we would have pictures, you know, of, you know, the loved ones on the memorial table. So I try and ask all the important questions so I can, I don't know how to say it, but I try to ask the questions so I'll know exactly what to do to incorporate in that special day. So
I think that's so amazing. So now that you've had like such a big event, like, what's happening with where you're going to go with this plan and with this business? How do you see this vision really coming to the next level?
Well, I tell you, right after the wedding, I was super excited. I was super high. I was like, this is absolutely what I want to do. Just even with just the coordinating part of it, just talking to her and finding out what she wanted, and making sure her day and taking care of her the day of, and make sure everything was going right, you know, and everything like that. I just thought that is right in my element, because I take care of people. I'm a people pleaser, right? And I read your blog about that today. I'm a people pleaser. And so I wanted to make sure that, you know, she was taken care of. And so I'm like, I absolutely love this. I am definitely going to, you know, pursue this. And so I started, you know, kind of doing little things on social media, kind of getting my brand out there. Hadn't gone the way I thought it was going to be. And I've had my days where I'm like, you know what? See, I knew I shouldn't have done it, you know, and I know that's just, you know, the work of the devil, like getting in my head.
Right, I just trying to impose that self-doubt.
Right. Yeah. And with any business, you know, it's going to start off slow. You know, nobody knows me. You know, I've only had 3 weddings, but I've had 3 incredible weddings. So I'm just going to, you know, keep doing what I'm doing. You know, my little jobs, I'm going to do those until the Lord blesses me, because it's not about me anyway. It's all about him. And he's going to give me what I need. Right.
Absolutely.
So in this business, you start the business and he'll bring the clients. So I'm just waiting on him to send my next client, right?
Everything. That's with everything. And I'm so glad that you said that, because for entrepreneurs, especially new ones, it's so easy to become discouraged.
It is.
When things don't go the way that you think they're going to go. And it's okay to step back and reevaluate. It's okay to rethink it. It's not okay to quit.
You just said something. It doesn't go the way you think it's supposed to go, right? Your thoughts are not my thoughts, and my ways are not your. Come on now. So it may not be going the way we think it should go, because that's
But
not the
it's
way it's
going
supposed
exactly
to go.
as it
But
should
it's
be.
going how, come on now, it's going exactly how it should. So once you get that in your spirit, you're okay. And see, I'm okay now, because at first I was just like, okay, wait a minute. And now I'm just like, okay, Lord, I'm waiting on you. I'm right here waiting on you. When you say go, we'll go. Yeah.
And you know what? The funny thing about that is when he hits the drive and the go, it's on go.
It's a go, right?
It's a real go. I think that's amazing. One thing that people probably won't know just right off bat is just how amazing your spirit is. Like,
oh, wow.
Your energy, your presence, it's just this thing to where people are like drawn to you.
Yeah.
And they feel like immediately they just feel this love and this compassion that just emits from you. It's so natural. And I think it's so impressive to be able to offer that without knowing you're offering that. Like, I don't feel like it's something that you're trying to do. I think it's just who you are.
It's not at all. It's just my personality, And my husband, he tells me that all the time. He said, people are just drawn to you because they're so comfortable with you. Because I have a lot of people always talking to me and coming to me for advice. And I'm like, why me? And he's like, you're just so easy to talk to. And I'm like, really? So.
And that's such a blessing. That's such a gift just to be able to offer that, because people need that. And people need to know that there's somebody that has their best interests in heart, even if they don't know them.
Yeah.
That's powerful. So I think that's even amazing.
Her bridesmaids, even her wedding party. I mean, they were so sweet to me, because I thought they were going to think, oh, this coordinator, she's not going to tell me. But they received me so nicely. And I was like, oh, wow, these people are just great. But it was my energy. They were, they were just okay with me.
They responded to what you gave.
They did. They really did. I was like, wow, this is so amazing.
I think that's wonderful. So that's a great segue to talk about Kathy the woman. So we covered the whole wedding planning and coordinator and event planning and all that kind of stuff. But who is Kathy? Who are you?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm a mom of 3. I have 3 beautiful daughters, all girls.
Girl mom.
Well, you know a little bit about that, right?
Yeah.
I'm a girl mom. I have a 16-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 13-year-old. Yeah. I've been married for 21 years. I work for the state. I'm in accounting. I would describe myself, I'm a definite extrovert. I love people. I love going out, doing stuff. I'm just a fun, outgoing, loving person. That's who Kathy is. She's just a bundle of joy. When I go into work, that here comes sunshine, because I always have the biggest smile on my face, no matter what's going on. I'm going to bring that joy into that room. Now, I may go in my office and shut down later, but I'm just going to come in with that joy. And I do that because you just never know. Joy is actually contagious. I'll say that. And you just never know what people are going through, And so I just feel like when I walk in those few minutes, if I can brighten your day, if I can make you smile, then I'm good. So that's who Kathy is.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
That's so powerful. Just to be able to one, have joy, and then to 2, spread joy. You're not being selfish with your joy. Yeah. And I think that's amazing, because your joy wasn't given to you for you to only have and benefit from.
Right.
So I think
it's
that's
a gift
phenomenal.
that keeps on giving.
It really, really is. Yeah. Tell me some things that you've learned about yourself as a person, but also yourself as a business person, just in the duration of starting and really trying to move forward with this.
As a business person, I had to learn to be patient, because I am very impatient. Yeah. I had to learn that I can't always have my, because I can be a little pushy. So I had to learn that sometimes being ambitious, I guess, is not always good. So I have to weigh it. I have to learn how to pull back. My husband always tell me, give the people what they want, because sometimes I'm listening to things and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I don't want to do that. He said, Kathy, you have to give the people what they want. Even with in my personal life, with my children, I have to learn that they're not little Kathys. They're individuals. and they're going to have their own personality. They're going to make their own choices. And I'm learning as my oldest child gets older, allow her to be herself, make her own mistakes, and learn from them. I can't shelter them from everything. I can't keep them from everything. But that caring, loving Kathy wants to walk behind them all the time with a pillow.
And make sure they don't fall. And make sure
they don't fall. And if they do, I'm right there, baby. I'm right there. My 16-year-old just started driving. And when she first started driving, I was a nervous wreck. I put the Life 360 on my phone, and every time she would leave the house, I'm just sitting there the whole time, just watching her drive. I'm like, Kathy, you have to do better. So I'm learning. I said that Cicely trusted me. Well, I'm having to learn to trust my children. So it works both ways.
In turn, you're trusting yourself that you've done a good job.
Yes.
I think that's probably one of the hardest things as parents. And it's not a knock to our parents. I can't speak on your parent, but many of our parents are very similar in that their rearing of us had a lot to do with control. And you're going to do it this way, and you're going to do it the way I'm telling you to do it, or you're going to do the way I did it, and that's not how it works. Like, because all of us end up growing up and having to kind of break out of that, right?
Right.
And
yeah,
so
absolutely.
With our children, we're learning that they are not ours. We don't own them. They don't belong to us. We are just the vessel by which they are arrived to this place, right?
That's right.
And we have this connected relationship that is based in love and rooted in love, but a lot of it was initially rooted in ownership. And so it's releasing that ownership to say that you own you, and you are responsible for you. And I trust you, and I love you, and I'm here for you when you need me. But I won't be your governor. I won't be the person that attempts to control you. And that's hard.
It is. As you were talking, I'm just thinking that is really hard. It's really hard. But I had to learn that. And I love my children because we have such a close relationship. They will come to me and talk to me about anything. And that's what I love about our relationship. Even if they make a mistake, they're going to come to me and they're going to say, hey, Mom, you were right about this. Or, hey, Mom, this is what I got going on. Can you help me with this? And so that's what I love about it, because I didn't have that, and not say anything bad about my mom, but I didn't have that relationship with my mom that I can go and communicate with her. I mean, my kids and I, we would go in my room and we'd lay in that bed and we'd laugh and we'd talk, and, we've gotten in the car and driven to the park and cried all the way there and back, so I love that they're comfortable and they trust. There's that trust again. They trust me enough to talk to me about what's going on with them, good, bad, or ugly. And I love that I've taught them, you be honest with me, no matter what. We can get through it. Just be honest with me.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm going to be Mom regardless.
I'm going to still be Mama, whether what you say is something I like or not. I'm going to still be Mama. And I think that that's something that it took me a while. My children are just a little younger than yours. But it took me a while to really understand the power of, you know what? You're a whole person, and you have your own thoughts, and you have your own way about things, and you have your own desires, and I don't get to control that. And that's okay. But I want to be a part of your journey. So let me nurture you and support you and let you know that I'm always going to have your back.
No matter what. Yeah, absolutely.
No matter what. I think that's the hardest part. And a lot of times for us, it's undoing that piece because, we grew up in the era where our parents had to constantly remind us that they're not one of our friends. Not your friend. Not your friend. I'm like, and I'm telling my mom all the time, oh, now you want to be my friend. Oh, you want to be my friend now.
Right.
But you want my friend. And so I talk to my girls and I share with them, I'm not your peer, but I am your friend.
But I am your friend. Absolutely.
I am your friend. I'm also your mom. I'm not your age. I'm not your peer. We're not one and the same. We're not equals in the sense that we have the same privileges and rights to do things because I'm older. But I am your friend. You can lean into me. You can trust me. I want to be the person that you seek for advice because your peers don't have enough experience to advise you. Yes. So yes, I am your friend. So when I hear people say, you're not your kid's friend, I'm like, I want to be my kid's friend.
I am. It's okay. We can be both. It's funny you said that because we're planning a picnic. This is my birthday month. I celebrate the entire month.
It's the whole month. I've been watching
September 30th. And so I celebrate the entire month. And so the girls and I, Sunday, we're going to have a picnic. And on our little menu cards, that's what it says. My daughters have grown to be my best friends. So I want them to understand, yes, I'm your mother first, but I'm also your friend, and you can always count on me to be there. And so I try to share all my special moments with my little broke friends.
Because they don't have no money, but they have all the ideas.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So
I think that's amazing.
I love it.
I think that's amazing. And it's just, I think it's really creating, I didn't want to wait 30 years or 40 years or however old they have to be to feel like they can be my friend, or that they can tell me anything. I need them to tell me anything now, because this world is very different from the one that I grew up in. And this world will eat them alive if they don't have a friend that's responsible.
Right.
And so I think that's important. I think sometimes as moms, as Black moms, we also have this struggle that we have to overcome with people feeling like, oh, you've got to be harder on your daughters because the world is going to be hard on. No, I'm my daughter's sacred place. I'm a place that they can lean into.
This is safe haven here. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. I think that's important, and we have to have more conversations about the importance of that, and creating women and helping to rear women who are going to be confident in themselves, but also that they continue to raise their children in a space that is safe, that is comfortable, that is warm and welcoming, that's not cold or shoved away, that embraces choices and decisions, and that really allows for this sense of humanity, because that's what they are. They're tiny humans.
Yes. And allow them to make their mistakes. It's okay. We all made them. Allow them to make their mistakes and help them to learn from their mistakes. We can't shelter them from everything. So it's okay. Let them make those mistakes, and you talk to them. Just keep talking to them.
I totally agree. I'm so glad that we had this time together. Everybody, tell everybody your social media, how they can follow you, how they can book you. You're located in Jackson, so she's doing events all around Jackson and the surrounding areas, guys.
Yes, I do travel. So yes, and I got to get this Instagram. My daughter started this Instagram, so I'm looking for. Oh, there it is. I'm looking for my Instagram handle, they call it. So you can find me on Instagram, Elegant Events by Kay, or you can call me. 601-497-4522, or you can email me at I am KWAG, that's KWAK20 @gmail.com. I know that's a lot, but
no, we'll make sure we put it down in the comments or in the description of the video, so everybody knows how to contact. And definitely, if you go on the blog and check out the article that'll be attached to this, you'll have all of her contact information with hyperlinks, so you can get to Kathy Perkins. She is amazing, y'all. Your spirit precedes you in a room. People can feel your presence. I'm so honored that I had the time to spend with you in person, and I look forward to us being able to connect again. I got some ideas about some other events that I want to be able to do when I come back home to visit. So we're definitely going to be connecting on that tip. But also, I want to close this out by asking the question I love to ask the women that I interview, which is, what is one word that defines who you are or affirms who you are?
You know what? I think just loving. Just loving.
You are a love machine. You're full of love.
You know what? I love people. I love life. I just loving. That's all I got.
I think that's enough. The word reminds us that love is enough, right?
Yeah, it does.
It's enough. So I'm so grateful that you took this time out of your busy birthday month, who you've been celebrating every day.
Every single day.
I'm taking a page out of your book. Like for the next 2 years, I'm gonna be celebrating every day leading up to time.
We have this one life, right? So I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna spread joy, and I'm gonna have myself a good time doing it.
That's right.
Well, and I want to thank you so much for having me and for even acknowledging me. I didn't even know that you had noticed me at all. So I really appreciate that. And you made me cry too.
I did. Because before I left outside, I told my husband, I said, babe, I cannot leave this space. He's like, but I already done got you out the chair and put you in the car. I was like, look, I can't leave this space without letting her know what she did had such an impact on that family, both sides. But also to let her know that, hey, sis, I see you and I see what you're doing. I'm proud of you, and do not stop because you have a gift.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Y'all, be sure to check out Elegant Events by Kathy Perkins. This is her baby. She is building it. It's going to be something amazing. And listen, you can say you saw it here first on I'mAShowRenee.com for sure. Go and follow her on Instagram, check her out, and send some brides her way, because I know she can make this thing just pop. We're going to make sure we're getting all the business over here, okay?
There you go. I love it.
When these Mississippi girls come together, great things happen. For everybody who's tuning in, if this is your first time, be sure to go like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you don't miss any videos. But be sure to go to I'mAShowRenee.com and subscribe to our blog so you can see what's happening, because we're doing all these different things with these dope Black women, and it's a space for women to just be. We have created a space for you, sis. So go and be. Join us. Come hang out with us. You can definitely have a seat at our table. Whatever you got going on, be sure to protect your energy at all costs and bring yourself some peace. Protect your peace. You got this. We love you, and we hope you have a phenomenal day. We'll see you soon, guys.
Bye. See you soon. Bye.